Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. Thursday evening, got an update for you on the forecast for the next week or so. Yeah, I suppose 10, 14 days. Perhaps even we might take a look a little bit further ahead. Give you the short term first of all. This is the chart from weatheronline.co.uk based on the GFS model. And you can see here that we've got low pressure over Ireland through the course of tonight. The time is up here, top left hand corner. If I run the sequence through, notice how the low pressure moves its way very slowly northwards and eastwards during the course of tomorrow. Band of rain going through Ireland, Wales, into the Midlands, southern parts of England as well. That heads northwards during the day, although it's probably followed by some pretty hefty showers to the south, and there could be some pretty heavy showers here through the southern Irish Sea into Ireland too. Further heavy showers across Scotland. The rain goes into northern England tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, and then it fades away. Still some showers around across southern Scotland, northern England, down these western coasts of the country through the course of the night. Quite breezy down in the south too. For Saturday, it looks as if the low pressure is still there, still quite an unstable air mass, so it's going to be triggering some showers. I think they'll be quite heavy again across southern parts of Scotland during the course of the day, and some showers going off across central parts of England as well, although those are likely to be fairly well scattered. The reason is pressure is starting to build in from the west. Now watch what happens overnight. That low clears into the North Sea. Here comes the rise in pressure, and hopefully this is going to bring us some drier conditions during the next few days. However, Sunday sees some pretty hefty showers getting going across Ireland and Scotland, one or two across central parts of England too. But you can see, look here, much of Central Europe becoming quite unsettled. Overnight to Monday we dry, and then for Monday itself I think the risk of some showers starting to develop. Again, it's going to be the high ground of Scotland and northern England, perhaps one or two across central and eastern parts of Wales and England, but really expecting very little, to be honest. I think that's overdone a little bit. Through Tuesday, high pressure is still with us, and it looks as if it should be a generally dry day. Again, can't rule out the risk of a shower across the hills, but generally it looks dry, and I think quite breezy along these far southern coasts as well. Into Wednesday, the high pressure is still there with us, but we do start to see a weak front just coming into the west. This probably increases cloud across western Scotland, northwest England, western parts of Wales, brings some spots of rain here, and probably western Ireland seeing a few spots of rain late on Wednesday too. Now then, that high pressure area looks as if it is going to hang around during next week into the southern parts of the country, but look what happens as we get through towards the end of next week. Low pressure coming back in, but there's real battle taking place between high pressure to the south and low pressure to the north. GFS wants to make low pressure win as we get through until the end of the weekend. However, the resolution on the mod by then, as you can see with rainfall, really just overdoes it and makes it look so wet. So well, let's have a look, see what other indicators we can use to see what the weather's like at the back end of next week. This is the GFS model. Yep, this is the GFS model from Wetter Central, and we go through in days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So what's this doing? Well, it's bringing in, look, this cold pool, this trough. If I get rid of my ugly mug, here we've got our initial cold pool. Look, it warms through over the next couple of days, and by Sunday it's stuck out here in the North Sea. However, it's this feature we've got to watch coming off the eastern coast of the States. This is a trough at 500 millibars. It gets cut off, look, it splits in, gets cut off, and then sinks south of Iceland as we get in towards Thursday. It drifts slowly into the British Isles. It does warm through for a time, but then by the following Saturday it's basically just cooled through again and looks as if it brings unsettled conditions. So we are looking at the potential for things turning unsettled again towards the end of next week, particularly across more northern parts of the country. Compare that to the ensemble model, and that's doing a pretty similar thing, look, with the cold pool warming through, moving away eastwards. We get a ridge building, and that brings us some fair weather through Monday, Tuesday and in towards Wednesday, although late on Wednesday we start to see the fronts moving into the west. Friday we've got that cold pool look across Scotland, the ensemble making a little less of it, tending to keep the south drier. I think there will be showers during Friday for all of us. This is Friday the 15th, but I think by Saturday most of them should have faded away. This is quite an interesting chart. These are the 10-day predictions for the 500 millibar flow and the anomalies associated with the 500 millibar flow, the height anomalies for the next 7 to 10 day period. And these are quite interesting to look at because they do give you quite a good overall pattern as to what the weather's likely to do. Now, this is from the ECMWF model, and it's looking at the charts from next Thursday into Sunday, and you can see what it's doing here. Look, it's really exaggerating the trough off the eastern seaboard of the States, really exaggerating the trough through the UK and down through Western Europe, but exaggerating the ridge as well, some real above normal heights building in the mid-Atlantic. Now if this happens, and this does look like it's quite a transitory pattern, if this happens, that could start to block off these troughs coming in from the States. That could get cut off and sink southwards to be south of the Azores. This could build to the west of the British Isles and may well start to settle our weather down around the 20th of the month. The GFS model though makes far less of it look. It's still got the trough across Europe, still got the trough on the eastern seaboard of the States, but makes less of this ridge. So this is what I'm going to be watching out for the next few days. Does this ridge build? If it does, and if the model is consistent with building that ridge, that goes along with my idea of the weather starting to settle down around the 20th or 21st of July as this area builds its way eastwards. That could give us a period of 6 or 7 days of fine weather, and that could really be the best of the weather of the summer, because August is not looking particularly grand, particularly if that gets cut off and sinks south into the Azores here. The jet gets established behind it through here and starts to pick up tropical storms as they come in across the Caribbean and perhaps steer them out into the southern US, but then leaving the southeast coast of the US and coming across the Atlantic heading towards Europe. That could lead us into quite an unsettled August. It's a long way off though, but I hope that's been pretty useful for you. Just to give you an idea as to where my thinking's going with this. Hope it's been useful. Keep the sun shining whatever you do, and remember to keep the feedback coming in. Thanks for watching.